All right, so now we're on skill 25. The first one is we're going to find the exact value of cosine 2 theta if, and then they give you some information. So first of all, we need to decide which formula we're going to use, because cosine theta has 3 different formulas. So the information they gave us is cotangent. So that actually, we can't just plug and chug here. We're going to have to find sine or cosine or one or the other. I typically like to stick with the first one, the first identity. If you end up with a fraction, that means you don't have to get common denominators, because you'll have the same fraction here. With the ones, you'll have to get a common denominator. So I'm going to use the first identity, and it's cosine of 2 theta equals cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta. So we can see the two things that we need are cosine and sine of theta. In order to find those, we're going to have to actually sketch out this information. It says theta lies in quadrant 3. So there's my angle. And it says cotangent of this angle is 3 over 1. I know cosine or cotangent is adjacent over opposite. So it's going to be 3 over 1. And I'm going to have to find this hypotenuse on my own. So over here, my hypotenuse squared equals 1 squared plus 3 squared. So if you do some math, h is going to be the square root of 10. At this point, we can find sine of theta and cosine of theta. Sine of theta is 1 over the square root of 10, which we have to rationalize and get square root of 10 over 10. Then cosine of theta is 3 over the square root of 10, which when we rationalize will be 3 square roots of 10 over 10. So you can see what I mean about how they have the same denominator. So at this point we can plug them in. Now notice in the identity they're squared. So my cosine is going to be squared, and my sine is going to be squared. So I'm going to have on top 9 times 10 over 100 minus 10 over 100. And I'm going to get 80 over 100. See how nice it is that they're already common denominators? And then I just simplify, and that's going to be 4/5. Ignore that email. And so over here on the line, you wouldn't just write 4/5, you would write cosine of 2 theta is 4/5. And that would be your final answer. Okay.